Experts talk a lot about the benefits of cloud computing in terms of scalability and flexibility and so on, but it's not necessarily an easy journey. There's a lot of changes in the way that organizations will source and manage IT. The first question in this CIO Canada debate: what is the most disruptive aspect of cloud computing? For Carlos Silva at Ontario Clean Water Agency, the question is not whether or not to move to cloud computing, but what are the dangers that lie ahead? One of his biggest worries? A bill that never ends.
One of the elements that I'm very concerned about is perpetual costs. See what happens, for example, we all, a lot of us use Microsoft Office, right? So we buy a copy of Microsoft Office, we run it on our servers, and then we run it for 1, 2, 3, 4 years, or whatever. Well, this is all fine and dandy. You acquire it, there's an acquisition, the organization depreciates the product, and it has a long-term value. Well, now if you go to cloud computing, it plays a totally different role. Now you have annual perpetual costs that you did not have before. Not only that, it doesn't matter if the business is doing well or not, you still have those perpetual costs. Plus, from a business perspective, instead of owning an asset now, you're buying a service. Do you write it off the same way? I don't think so. So going to cloud computing, like mentioned before many times, it's very much a business issue. It's not an IT issue. So, and the other thing too is, because it's not only an IT issue, other executives of the organization need to be involved in it because it changes the way you do business, and the financial aspects are very different also.
According to Dave Rea, Senior Vice President at Innovapost, one of the biggest challenges that face enterprise IT is a sense of a loss of control that cloud computing can bring.
Well, I think from the point of view of technologists, it is a disruptive technology. I think from the point of view of the business people that we support, it's a wonderful thing because it allows them to match their business volumes and their business costs with the true costs of the actual costs of deploying the technology. For technologists, the disruption comes because now you lose the tight control that you are used to with the technology. And what I mean by that is that if something breaks, I can walk down the hall to my database people or my programmers and say, what's going on, put this log in, trace this, do this, and they reasonably quickly get to the root of the incident and say, this code needs to be tweaked like that. With cloud computing, that's not quite so much, particularly in these multi-tenancy models, because you don't have direct access to the code. There's someone else, someone far away, different time zones, is doing things to the technology, and you're in the boat with everybody else. That's the downside. So that can be a bit frustrating when you're trying to resolve an incident, or whether you're trying to explain to your business people why it's going on. And it's also, interestingly enough, been quite a learning experience for the cloud providers themselves, particularly where they had been selling to small and medium businesses and selling to business people who just phone up and say, why is it broken? And they'll say, well, it's going to be fixed soon. I don't get that. I don't have that luxury. I want to know in detail what they did, how we're going to learn from it, all the normal things that you get with enterprise computing. So the disruption really comes to the technology people who have a different way of your processes to support, your processes to develop. For the business people, it's a wonderful thing.